have spirit as such.
So do they have humanoid... Sorry.
I'm sorry. Although they may have, in as much as the Earth has a spirit and the Sun has a spirit. So to do all or many other planets, they're not just conflagrations of rock and crystal.
So the ship itself is organic. It's its own entity. So it wouldn't have humanoid type subjects on there like us wandering around on there.
It may it would do.
It would.
Yes, of course.
Okay.
Yes, of course. Yes, my friend. What I'm saying, however, is that it's as though you actually grow it in a dish to begin. You see, and there's a collection of cells, and you have primary cells, which are cells which are creating and teaching and learning other cells to grow into different parts of it.
Oh, okay. So I guess you control the ship through their consciousness, can they, for their own thoughts?
Yes, that's right.
Yeah.
It's through empathy, yes.
Yeah. So, because there's theories that these craft go into the sea, there's bases in the mountains as well.
Yes. Yes.
So these are not necessarily extraterrestrial. These are races that are actually living here as well.
Yes.
Yes, we're sharing our planet with other beings, and we just don't... Yeah.
Yes.
God. Wow. Yeah.
Well, my dear friend, the point is that the part with the organic craft is not something which is generally aware of or known within the physical circles of life, purely and simply because you're still struggling with Dolly the sheep. So that simply means that that kind of organic compound is actually a very difficult structure physically to augment, to create, and to manipulate into a satisfactory way for your known outcome. The point is that within this technology, it's not that all craft are made that way. Some are made in very different ways. There are particular races who are, in a sense, very good at doing this, and that's the center of their ability and technology. Incidentally, with most of the situations, for example, of raptor vessels and that kind of thing, most beings in the universe tend to obtain their technology from similar sources, or from the same source of perhaps 3 to 5 individual races whose sole practice has been to do with this work.
Yeah, sure. So with us as humans, slowly destroying our biosphere and our environment and stuff like that, I mean, if they're here, wouldn't they want to get involved and help as well? Or are they kind of just letting us get on with it to see if we can actually grow up and sort it out for ourselves?
Well, there's partly that, my dear friend, but the point is, if there became a mass exodus of the human beings from Earth, would it then mean that it would be restored back to its natural beauty, or would it just be left to rot? It depends entirely upon whether you think or feel that the Earth would be able to recover sufficiently. I understand, however, that within the situations of other species and their interaction, whether they are maybe waiting for you to annihilate yourself so that they can simply walk in and take it over at a convenient point in time, remains to be seen. There are some, particularly the raptor folk, who would dearly love to be able to do that. Remember, their manipulation is always to do with their agenda, which is of a type and form that would be beyond your concept presently at this time. So there are many different conditions here whereby human beings may well resonate their loving frequency and energy toward others from the physical side of life, or ultra-terrestrial or extraterrestrial, however that manifests itself, from whatever dimension it comes from. It may well be that in any number of those beings want to see you succeed, and maybe they will not interfere or make themselves known en masse, partly because it would instill mass panic among a large section of your community. That may be seen as a good thing by some people, particularly those within conspiracy who would think that actually there are certain sections of your community who would like to see your population drastically reduced. That, however, still does not align to the massive pollutions which human beings are still creating at this time, with almost limited or no exterior demands upon them. So that unless you actually pull this in together and create a place where you say, no, this cannot happen, then in many respects, other races are still watching to see what human beings are actually going to do. Do they really have the strength of character to save themselves, or are they as weak as many other races suspect?
Yeah, well, it's a case of being hypnotised, isn't it, really?
Yes.
It's like being in a bad dream where you're trying to talk to somebody and they just can't hear you, they can't see you. You know, it's that kind of frustrating. Every now and again you see someone who's got a light on and it's someone else who, you know, who kind of believes a similar thing.
I understand that.
Yeah.
Yes. But, my dear friend, my point is that to all of you, dear friends, if you have a grounded opinion, something which has benefit of fact and information, which is relevant and necessary, then you have to speak it. Don't speak of it if it is something which is nebulous and you cannot grasp, because that will simply alienate you further from those who do not understand. They'll just think even more so that you are barking up your own tree instead of the one that they happen to be sitting under.
Yeah, that's right. That's very, very true.
So you have to be very plain speaking. You have to be able to take on board people who are not understanding, who are not adverse to all of these different situations. You have to be able to give them plain speaking facts, not illumination, myth or magic, but something which is actual, factual and works.
Yeah. But the way it works, though, is that if you was to have a very intelligent man or woman with a PhD, stick them on an alternative website and get them to speak the truth, you will see hundreds of negative comments claiming that person's a complete wacko, right? Put the same person on a mainstream media channel and everyone will believe it is gospel.
I understand.
So that's the problem we have, don't we? Really, it's...
Yeah. But my point, my dear friend, is you have to keep the situation with film. You have to keep the situation because you have an amazing opportunity within your lifetime. Never, ever within the human destiny has there been ever such an opportunity for human beings to take control of their own lives. It is a matter for you to use your mouths, your ears, your eyes, your voices.
Yes. And that truly is what an awakening is, isn't it? Awakening from the dream and realising who you are.
Yes, wake up from your dream that is either a nightmare or that is either a mystical imbalance.
Yeah.
Wake up and be counted and understand you can and must make a difference.
Yeah.
Not that you won't, or you'll sleep through it, or that you'll come back and have another life some other time. Because none of that is going to work if you don't have a planet to have a life on.
Yeah.
And that is the truth of it, things.
No, I totally agree. And, I mean, that's a great way to end the show there tonight, Gregory. Brilliant subject.
Well, thank you so, my dear friend Ian, and I love and thank you from the bottom of every extremity of my being.
Thank you very much. How do I beat that? Thank you to you as well. God bless.
Thank you so. Love and light to your blessed family too, friend.
Thank
and
you.
to everyone else who may ever at any time listen to this, be aware, be great, be beautiful. God bless.
God bless. Thank you very much. If you would like to book your own personal reading with Gregory to find out about your own soul journey, then please visit the graphic banner underneath the show, or visit www.spirit-teaching.com.